Forget the Indy 500, forget the cornfields. Indiana is America's most overlooked state, which, frankly, is a strategic error and a gift to anyone paying attention. The Ice Age glaciers stopped dead halfway through here and just gave up. North, Pancake Flat. South, gorges, caves, waterfalls, and the largest free-spanning dome ever built, sitting in a cornfield like someone dropped the eighth wonder of the world and forgot about it. Nature held a committee meeting and decided Indiana would break every rule. 10 places. And number 7 is so unexpected. A town of 3 people owns it. Let's go. 1. Tulip Trestle. This is Tulip Trestle, a 157-foot steel viaduct spanning a misty valley in southeastern Indiana. Built in 1906, it towers over a ravine filled with fog and wildflowers, surrounded by farmland stretching to the horizon. It looks absolutely nothing like Indiana is supposed to look. Fun fact, workers hand-riveted every joint, no welding, no modern shortcuts. Each rivet represents a choice made by someone over a century ago to build something that would last. The trail beneath it runs through wildflowers in late spring, and the best photographs come early morning when fog fills the valley. Sturdy hiking boots are essential, the trail gets muddy after rain. From impossible steel spanning a valley floor, we now journey where water carved what machines never could. Indiana's most powerful waterfall, hidden in a gorge most people drive right past. 2. Cataract Falls. Cataract Falls is the largest waterfall by volume in Indiana. Upper and lower falls cascade through a narrow gorge of old-growth forest, dropping a combined 77 feet into a pool so clear you can see the limestone beneath. The gorge creates its own microclimate. Ferns that should only grow in the Smokies flourish here. The water runs cold year-round from underground springs in the limestone aquifer, producing that deep turquoise clarity Indiana isn't supposed to have. This area was a shallow inland sea 380 million years ago. The limestone gorge walls are made of ancient sea creatures, nautiloids and trilobites that died long before dinosaurs appeared, making it a frozen record of a vanished world. The trail is 2 miles round trip, moderately strenuous. Visit in late spring or early fall for the best water flow. From water that carved stone over millennia, we now shift to sand that arrived yesterday. Indiana has a national park almost nobody knows exists. 3. Indiana Dunes National Park. Indiana Dunes is the youngest national park in the system, established in 2019, sitting on Lake Michigan's southern shore. The dunes rise 200 feet above the water, and some are mobile, reshaping with the wind patterns. The park spans 15 miles of shoreline and 50 square miles of dunes, wetlands, and beach forest. The last ice sheet retreated here only 16,000 years ago, leaving behind massive quantities of sand that winds off the lake keep in constant motion. Fun fact, the rare dune thistle, which grows in only a handful of places on Earth, thrives here, surviving an environment where sand can bury it or expose its roots in a single season, making it a living example of adaptation under impossible conditions. The 3 Dune Challenge is a signature hike. Allow 3 hours. Arrive before 10 a.m. to secure parking. From dunes shaped by wind, we now move inland to a dome shaped by hubris, an architectural marvel that still defies belief. 4. West Baden Springs Hotel. In 1902, Lee Sinclair built a hotel spa 60 miles from anything resembling a city. Its centerpiece, a 200-foot dome, the largest free-spanning dome in the world when completed. No internal supports, no columns, just a massive arch of steel and glass suspended over empty air. Stand inside and your brain refuses to believe your eyes. The space is so vast it generates its own weather. Clouds literally form inside on humid days. The hotel nearly faced demolition in the 1990s before a restoration effort brought it back. Sinclair believed the mineral waters had healing properties. They don't, scientifically, but that didn't stop him from spending a fortune to prove otherwise. What he actually created was a monument to one man's refusal to accept that rural Indiana couldn't be cosmopolitan. The hotel operates year-round. Stay overnight for the full experience. The rooms are updated, but the bones date to 1902. From a dome that reaches for the sky, we now turn toward creatures that should never have landed here. A sanctuary for the most dangerous cats on Earth. 5. Exotic Feline Rescue Center. In Center Point, population 800, over 200 lions, tigers, leopards, and other big cats live at the Exotic Feline Rescue Center. These animals were bought as cubs by people who later discovered a 300-pound tiger is not a good roommate. The facility rescues them and provides sanctuary for life. You walk past Bengal tigers, black maned lions, jaguars, and pumas, each a refugee from an unsuitable home. The facility doesn't breed, it rescues. The handlers know every animal's history. Fun fact, tigers are ambush predators. In the wild, they wait motionless for hours, burning almost no calories, then explode into action. In captivity, they still do this. 20 minutes of absolute stillness, then sudden motion, making their intelligence visible in a way that's mesmerizing and sobering. Tours must be scheduled in advance. This is a working facility, not a zoo. Closed-toe shoes and respect are required. From predators trapped in an unexpected home, we now escape into sandstone carved by water. Indiana's most beloved state park hides a canyon that feels 2 states away. 6. Turkey Run State Park. Turkey Run is Indiana's most iconic state park. Sugar Creek has spent millennia carving deep sandstone gorges through the landscape, creating narrow passageways and moss-covered canyon walls. The signature trail requires you to climb wooden ladders bolted directly into the bedrock. Rocky Hollow squeezes so tight you can touch both canyon walls at once. The Mansfield Sandstone, 300 million years old, is cross-bedded in deep oranges and rust browns. The ladders take you through claustrophobic narrows and sudden openings where the forest canopy floods everything with green light. Fun fact, this sandstone was deposited by ancient rivers flowing from the Appalachian Highlands during the Carboniferous period, the same era that produced most of the world's coal, making these canyon walls pieces of mountains that no longer exist, carried here grain by grain. Trail 3 covers the best features in about 2 hours. Wear shoes you don't mind getting wet. Arrive before 9 a.m. on weekends. From sandstone gorges carved by ancient rivers, we now journey to a place carved by time itself. A town so small it barely qualifies as real. 7. Story, Indiana. Story has a population of 3, sometimes 2, depending on the season. In the 1800s, this was a thriving rail town. The railroad moved elsewhere. The town emptied. For decades, it sat abandoned. Then, in 2013, John Mellencamp bought the entire town and began restoring it. He preserved the original buildings, opened a restaurant, built luxury cabins. You can stay overnight and eat in a 19th century building. The town was named after David Story, an early settler. The irony of a town named after a person being nearly erased and then restored by a famous musician is not lost on anyone who thinks about it, making it less a historical site and more a statement about value and preservation. Reservations are required. Visit in fall when the surrounding farmland is in harvest mode. The views are otherworldly. From a town that shouldn't exist, we now descend into a canyon that refuses to conform. Layered waterfalls hidden in a gorge that demands your full attention. 8. Clifty Falls. Clifty Falls is a stair-step cascade descending through a sandstone canyon. The upper falls drop 60 feet, the middle falls 40, the lower falls 30. 130 total feet of water, each drop more dramatic than the last. The hike requires scrambling over boulders. When you round the final corner and see all 3 falls in sequence, the sound alone is overwhelming. The canyon floor stays cool and damp even on hot days. Moss on every surface, ferns creating a jungle at the base. Fun fact, these waterfalls are temporary, geologically speaking. The creek is carving downward through sandstone. In 10,000 years, these falls will have eroded away entirely, making this specific configuration visible only to humans alive right now. A brief moment in geologic time. The hike is 3 miles round trip, moderately strenuous. Visit in spring when water flow is highest. From water that carves downward, we now descend deeper still, into darkness where an underground river defies gravity's usual rules. 9. Bluespring Caverns. Bluespring Caverns surrounds an underground river you navigate by boat through total darkness. The water is a shade of blue that shouldn't exist underground, so clear and vibrant it feels like floating through empty air. The caves formed over millions of years as water dissolved the limestone. The river is a constant current at 54 degrees year-round, home to blind fish and crayfish that evolved without ever seeing sunlight. Fun fact, in absolute darkness, the water appears black. Introduce light and it transitions to this impossible blue, making it a visual reminder that color itself is a product of light. Without light, there is no color, only absence. Tours require advanced booking. Bring a light jacket. Caves maintain constant temperature. From darkness that glows blue, we now emerge to light stretching back 386 million years. A window into a world that vanished. 10. Falls of the Ohio. Falls of the Ohio is not a waterfall. It's an exposed shelf of Devonian limestone spanning the Ohio River, 386 million years old, covered in fossilized brachiopods, trilobites, and nautiloids. When water levels are right, you can walk across the shelf and stand on an ancient seafloor. The Louisville skyline rises in the distance. Skyscrapers above compress remains of organisms that died before the continents resembled their current shapes. Fun fact, the Devonian was the age of fishes, but these fossils are primarily invertebrates. The seas here were shallow and warm, ideal for bottom-dwelling creatures, making this limestone a snapshot of a specific moment in evolutionary history. Visit in summer when water levels drop. Sturdy shoes with grip are essential. The limestone is slippery when wet. Allow 2 hours to explore. From rocks that remember an ancient ocean, we now surface to the Indiana that exists today, a state of contradictions and hidden depth. If this video changed how you see Indiana, hit like and subscribe for more unseen places. Comment which spot you'd visit first. If this video made you laugh, dream, or scream road trip, you will love the next video. Click here. The next wonder is one click away.